Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome back to Moonveil Tarot. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, so before we start, I just want to say something because I think it is important. If you clicked on this title today, something brought you here, and I do not think it was just curiosity. I think a part of you has been watching or wondering or noticing things about a person who hurt you and their new situation, and you have had this quiet feeling of something is not right over there. Things are not as perfect as they are being presented. And loves, you are right. Your intuition is picking up on something very real. And today the cards are going to show you exactly what that is. And I also want to acknowledge something because I know that for some of you, watching someone who hurt you move on and seem happy has been one of the hardest parts of all of this. Like, not just the original hurt, but then having to watch them seemingly thrive, seemingly be fine, seemingly build this whole new life while you were dealing with the aftermath of what they did. And that feeling is so valid. It is so human. And I just want to sit with that for a second before we go into the reading. Because here is the thing about people who do harmful things and then seem to just move on. What we see from the outside is never the full picture. What they post, what they show, what they want the world to think is a very carefully curated version of reality. And the cards today are going to show us what is actually happening behind the scenes. And loves, it is a lot. So take a breath with me, get comfortable, and let's get into this. Okay, so the very first card I am pulling is for the overall energy of their new relationship. Like, what is actually going on between them? What is the real energy here? Not the one they are presenting. The real one, the Tower. The Tower? Oh, okay. Yeah. The Tower as the very first card for their relationship energy. I mean, the cards really came to say something today. So the Tower, let me really sit with this because this is significant. The Tower is the card of sudden collapse, of structures that seemed solid suddenly showing their cracks, of the lightning bolt that comes out of nowhere and hits something and changes everything. And when I look at the imagery on this card, there is this tall tower, right? And it looks imposing. It looks strong from the outside, but the lightning hits and people are falling out of it. And the crown is flying off the top. And it is this moment of, oh, this was never as solid as it looked. This was never as real as it was being presented. And that is exactly what their new relationship is. From the outside, it might look fine. It might even look good. But internally, it is absolutely crumbling. And what I am picking up is that this relationship was built on a very unstable foundation from the very beginning. Like, the energy that brought them together was not clean energy. It was not healthy energy. And relationships that start from a place of running toward something rather than running away from something, or relationships that began before things were properly finished, they always carry that instability with them. And it shows up eventually. It always shows up eventually. And for this person, eventually is now, okay, let me pull a card for what is actually going wrong between them. Like, what are the specific cracks? What is the actual problem? The Five of Wands and the Three of Swords. And right next to those, the Seven of Swords. Okay, so these three cards together for what is going wrong, this is a lot. Like, there is a lot happening in this relationship. Let me walk through each of these. The Five of Wands first, which is the conflict card, the card of competing energies of two people who are constantly bumping up against each other, not in a playful way, but in a we fundamentally do not align kind of way. And what this is showing me is that there is a lot of tension in this relationship, a lot of arguing, a lot of power struggles, a lot of moments where they are just not on the same page about things that actually matter. And I feel like a big part of this is that the person who hurt you brought all of their unresolved stuff into this new relationship, all of the patterns, all of the behaviors, all of the things that made being with them so hard. They did not leave that behind. They brought it right along with them. And the new person is now experiencing all of that. And they were not prepared for it. And then the Three of Swords, which is the heartbreak card. 3 swords piercing through a heart. And this is showing me that there has been real hurt happening in this relationship. Like, not just friction, but actual pain, actual disappointment, actual moments where someone has felt truly let down. And I want to be honest about what I am picking up here, because I think it is important. The person who hurt you has likely hurt this new person in similar ways. Like, people do not change just because they found someone new. The patterns stay until the inner work is done, and the inner work has not been done. And so the same dynamic, the same behaviors, the same ways of being that caused you pain are playing out again in a new context with a new person. And that new person is feeling it. And then the 7 of Swords, which is the deception card, the sneaking around card, the card of someone who is not being fully honest. And this is really significant, because what this is showing me is that there is some dishonesty happening in this relationship. Like, there are things being hidden, things not being said, a transparency that is missing, and relationships cannot survive without transparency. They just cannot. And the foundation that was already unstable is being further weakened by this layer of dishonesty on top of it. Okay, now let me pull a card for how the new person is actually feeling, like what is going on inside them. What is their experience of this relationship right now? The 8 of Cups and the 4 of Cups. Oh, yeah. Okay. So these 2 cards together for the new person's experience, this is so telling. The 8 of Cups. This card shows someone walking away from a stack of cups in the moonlight, and they are not running, they are walking slowly, heavily, like someone who has made a decision they did not want to have to make, a decision that cost them something. And what this is showing me is that the new person is emotionally withdrawing. They might not have fully left yet. They might still be physically present in the relationship, but internally, they are already leaving. They have already started the process of, I cannot keep doing this. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I was promised. And that emotional withdrawal is creating even more distance in the relationship, even more instability. And then the 4 of Cups, which shows someone sitting withdrawn with their arms crossed, staring at the ground, and there is a cup being offered to them right in front of them, but they cannot even see it because they are so stuck in their own disillusionment. And what this is showing me is that the new person is deeply disillusioned. Like, the version of this person they thought they were getting and the reality of who they actually got are very different things. And they are sitting with that gap, that disappointment, that feeling of, this is not what I thought this was. And it is heavy. It is genuinely heavy for them. Okay, and now the really important part. Let me pull a card for why specifically this is happening. Like, what is the karmic connection here? How does what they did to you connect to what is happening in their life right now? Justice, the Wheel of Fortune, and Judgment. Oh, wow. Okay. Justice. The Wheel of Fortune and Judgment together for the karmic connection. I mean, the universe is being so clear right now, so incredibly clear. Okay, so let me really sit with this combination because it is extraordinary. Justice first, which is the card of divine balance, of what goes out, coming back, of the universe in its infinite wisdom, making things right. And justice in this position is the universe saying what was done to you is being accounted for line by line. Every choice, every action, every way they behave toward you is being weighed, and the weight of it is landing in their life right now in the form of this crumbling relationship, because the universe does not let imbalance persist indefinitely. It corrects. It always corrects. And then the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel represents cycles, the natural turning of things. What goes up comes down. What goes down comes back up. And the wheel turning here is showing me that this person's season of seemingly getting away with everything, seemingly thriving, seemingly having this perfect new life, that season is ending. The wheel has turned and a new cycle is beginning, one where the consequences of their actions can no longer be avoided, can no longer be outrun, can no longer be covered up by a new relationship or a new life or a new image. And then Judgment, which is the resurrection card, the reckoning card, the card of everything that was buried, rising up. And what Judgment is showing me is that there is a moment coming, or maybe it is already happening, where the truth of who this person is and what they did is surfacing. Like the new person is starting to see it, and people around them are starting to see it, and the carefully constructed image is cracking, and underneath the crack is the truth of what really happened, of who they really are, of what they really did. And I know that might bring up complicated feelings for some of you, because part of you might feel some relief at hearing this, and then maybe feel guilty for feeling relieved. And I just want to say that is so human. That is so normal. You are not a bad person for wanting the truth to come out. You are not a bad person for wanting the scales to balance. You have been carrying the weight of what happened to you for a long time. And the idea that the universe sees it and is addressing it, that is not something to feel guilty about. That is something to feel peace about. Okay, let me pull some tea leaf cards now to get more specific details. The first tea leaf card is Broken Mirror. The Broken Mirror. Okay, so the broken mirror represents an illusion shattering, something that was presented as beautiful and whole, cracking and revealing what is underneath. And what this is showing me is that the image this person has been projecting, this picture, perfect new life, this look how happy I am energy, is fracturing. People who were fooled by the presentation are starting to see the reality, and the reality is very different from the image. The next tea leaf card is Storm Clearing. Oh, the storm clearing. And this one is for you, loves, not for them, for you. Because while their situation is becoming more turbulent, yours is becoming more peaceful. Like the storm that you have been standing in, the uncertainty, the hurt, the wondering, the watching that is clearing the sky above your life, is opening up, and what is coming through is clarity and warmth and this feeling of, okay, I can see where I am going now. I know what is real. I know what is mine, and I am ready to move forward. The next tea leaf card is Hourglass. The Hourglass, which is a timing card. And what this is saying is that the time they had to continue getting away with things is running out like the sand is almost at the bottom. And what that means practically is that the timeline on this crumbling is shorter than you might think. Things are moving faster behind the scenes than what is visible from the outside. And very soon you are going to start seeing publicly what has been unfolding privately for a while now. The next tea leaf card is Phoenix. The Phoenix. Oh, the Phoenix for you. This is yours, loves, not theirs. Yours. The Phoenix rising from the ashes, emerging from the fire, more powerful, more radiant, more fully itself than it ever was before the fire. And this is what you are doing right now. While their situation crumbles, you are rising while their foundation shakes. Yours is getting stronger while they are experiencing the consequences of who they chose to be. You are experiencing the rewards of who you chose to be. Through all of it, you stayed yourself. You stayed dignified. You kept going. And the Phoenix is the universe saying, that matters. That is being honored. And what you are rising into is extraordinary. And the last tea leaf card is open door. Oh, an open door. Yes. So this card is about new opportunity, new access, a threshold that is ready to be stepped through. And what this is showing me is that as this chapter with this person continues to close, a completely new door is opening for you. And it is not a small door. It is not a side door. It is a main door. Like a wide open, beautiful invitation to a whole new chapter of your life that has nothing to do with this person, nothing to do with what happened, and everything to do with who you are becoming and where you are going next. Okay, let me pull the final tarot spread now. 4 cards. 1 for what you should do with this information, 1 for what is opening up for you, 1 for what to release, and 1 for your outcome. Pulling these now, let's see what comes through. The High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, the Death card, and the 10 of Cups. Okay, wow. The High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, Death, and the 10 of Cups. Let me walk through these. The High Priestess, for what to do with this information and what she is saying is sit with it. You do not need to do anything with this. You do not need to post about it. You do not need to tell people. You do not need to reach out. You do not need to involve yourself in what is happening over there at all. The High Priestess knows, and she is quiet about it. She keeps her knowing in her body, in her spirit, and she lets the universe handle the rest. And that is the invitation for you to know what you know, to trust what you feel, and to let the divine take care of everything else, because it already is. And then the Ace of Wands for what is opening up for you. Oh, I love this. The Ace of Wands is pure creative fire, a new beginning, a new spark, a new direction that is igniting in your life. And what this is telling me is that as this old energy, this old situation, this old person fades further into the background, something new, something exciting, something that is genuinely aligned with who you are is lighting up in the foreground, and it is asking you to come toward it, to invest in it, to pour your energy into it, rather than into watching what is happening behind you, because what is in front of you is so much better. And then the Death card for what to release. And the Death card, as always, is not literal. It is about the ending of something, the shedding of something, and what your guides are asking you to release is the attachment to their story. Like, part of you has been watching their situation, monitoring their life, tracking what is happening with them, and I understand why completely, but your guides are saying it is time to let that go. It is time to stop investing your energy in their narrative, because every moment you spend focused on their crumbling relationship is a moment you are not spending building your rising life, and your life is worth every single bit of your attention. And then the 10 of Cups as your outcome. The 10 of Cups loves the 10 of Cups, the happily ever after card, the emotional fulfillment card, the everything you have ever wanted card. And this is where you are headed. Not them. You, complete, whole, surrounded by real love, real joy, real connection, the kind of life that makes everything you went through make sense. Not because the pain was fair, but because the destination is so worth it. And you are going to look back on all of this and understand in a way you cannot fully understand yet why it had to happen exactly like this to get you exactly here. Okay, final messages from your guides. Stop watching their life and start living yours. Yes, and I say this with so much love. Stop watching their life and start living yours. Because here is the truth. Every time you check their social media, every time you ask mutual friends what is happening with them, every time you find yourself thinking about their new situation, you are giving them your energy, and they do not deserve your energy. They have already had enough of it, and your energy is precious. It is valuable. It is literally the currency of your life. And your guides are asking you to redirect it completely back to yourself, back to your dreams, back to your healing, back to your future. The next final card is you are not what happened to you. You are not what happened to you. And I think some of you really needed to hear that today, because when someone hurts you, when someone does something significant to your life, it can become part of your identity, like the person that happened to. And your guides are saying, no, you are so much more than that. You are not the betrayal. You are not the heartbreak. You are not the person who trusted someone who did not deserve it. You are the person who survived that and kept going and kept loving and kept building. And that is a very different identity. And it is the one that you are stepping into now. The next final card is their karma is not your responsibility. Their karma is not your responsibility. And this is so freeing if you really let it land, because some of you have been carrying this weight of, should I say something? Should I warn people? Should I expose what happened? Should I make sure they face consequences? And your guides are saying, no, that is not your job. The universe has a whole system for this, and it is running perfectly. You do not need to manage their karma. You do not need to make sure justice happens. You do not need to stay involved in their story at all. You can just let it go fully and trust that everything is being handled, because it is. The next final card is the best is genuinely yet to come. Oh, the best is genuinely yet to come. And I want you to really feel that, because sometimes when we have been through something hard, we can start to believe that the good chapter already passed, that things were better before, and now we are just trying to recover. And your guides are saying, absolutely not. The best chapters of your life have not been written yet. The love that is coming for you is better than what you lost. The opportunities coming are bigger than what was taken. The version of your life that is being built right now behind the scenes is going to make you so grateful for every hard thing that redirected you toward it. And the very last card, you already won. You already won loves. You already won. And I just want to sit with that for a moment, because I think sometimes in the middle of a painful chapter, we define winning as them facing consequences or us getting revenge or things falling apart for them. And yes, the cards are showing us that things are crumbling for them. And yes, that is a form of justice, but that is not actually where your victory lives. Your victory lives in the fact that you did not become bitter, that you did not let what they did turn you into something you are not, that you are still here, still open, still rising, still becoming more of yourself every single day. That is the win. That was always the win. So just to wrap everything up, the message of this reading is so clear. Their new relationship is crumbling under the weight of who they chose to be. The patterns they brought into it, the dishonesty, the conflict, the instability is all coming to the surface, and the new person is experiencing exactly what you experienced and seeing exactly who this person really is. And justice, the wheel of fortune, and judgment are all confirming that this is karmic, this is the universe doing what the universe does, balancing the scales, and you are getting the Phoenix, the open door, the Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups. You are rising, you are starting something new, something real, something that is completely yours, and you are headed toward the most beautiful chapter of your life. You already won. You have always been winning. You just could not see it yet. And now you can. I hope this reading brought you the peace and the clarity that you came here looking for today. I hope it validated what you have been feeling, and I hope it gave you permission to stop watching what is happening over there and start fully showing up for what is happening over here in your life, which is genuinely beautiful. If this resonated with you, please, please, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, and it helps these messages reach more people who need them. Leave me a comment and let me know how this landed for you. Did something specific hit home? I always love hearing from you, and do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss anything new. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Take really good care of yourself, redirect your energy, trust the universe, and please remember you already won. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye, loves.